Mikal Bridges missed 3 wide open shots in the fourth quarter. There's the first. Here's the second on a pull-up brick. And then the third one, the most important to tie the game. Top K, good luck. Misses short. It's crazy because I made a video right before the playoffs started saying that it's over for the New York Knicks. And that's the most disliked video on my channel. Probably will be the most disliked video ever on Knicks Daily. And I spoke the truth. I said that I don't think the Knicks are the best team in the world. They've got a lot of issues, and it's going to show in the playoffs. And here we are, 1-1 against the Detroit Pistons after being outplayed for the majority of the series. Now, it's very early. The Knicks can turn things around. But the fact that in games 1 and then going to game 2, there weren't any adjustments made. So we're going to go over all of the problems for the Knicks right now, starting off with the first one, and that's going to be isolation/hero ball. So Jalen Brunson in last year's playoffs put up numbers that we hadn't seen since Michael Jordan. And as fun as it was to watch Brunson go off, you have to ask yourself, is that actually sustainable? Can you win a championship with isolation ball? And the answer to that is no. There's never been a team in NBA history that's won a championship playing iso ball. Down the stretch, the last 5 minutes, I don't have a problem with Brunson going 1-on-1 because that's a good shot, right? And you need buckets. But at the end of the day, like for 48 minutes, I don't know how I feel about that necessarily. Brunson, there was a lot of things that showed up on film as well, where he had 2 or 3 guys around him and he didn't kick it out to Cat. Karl-Anthony Towns finished the game with 10 points, took 11 shots. OG Anunoby took 10 shots. Jalen Brunson took 27 shots. So all of a sudden, Brunson took more shots, 6 more shots than Cat and OG combined. How does that make sense, right? The 2 highest paid players on the team not even getting the ball. So Brunson needs to do a better job, and he has already said this, that he needs to do a better job of just getting his teammates involved. That's how the Knicks are going to win, right? Against the Pistons, but especially if they move on, which I think they will against the Boston Celtics, that ball's got to be moving because the ball's always going to move faster than the defenders. And if you're moving the ball, they're not going to be able to catch up to it, and you're going to get open looks, whether it be a dunk or open 3. So that's the first thing. The second thing is going to be the coaching, head coach Tom Thibodeau. There's been a lot of people coming out and saying that the Knicks don't run an offense. And it's not just fans, it's players, former players, the media for the NBA. Do the Knicks run an offense? They actually don't. The Knicks don't run an offense. If you've been watching them all season long, the last couple of years with Tibbs, again, it's just Jalen Brunson dominating the basketball and going one-on-one, and occasionally, yeah, they'll move the ball. But if you go back to where Brunson was injured, the Knicks had a winning record. They were significantly better defensively. We're talking about like 17th best defense to like the 8th best defense, I believe, at the top of my head. But more importantly is the ball was moving freely, and it was fun to watch, right? It's very similar to when Ja Morant is injured. The Grizzlies at times look a lot better, right? It's the same thing for the Knicks, just because you can't have one guy relied upon. Everyone's got to do something. And that's another thing as well, is that you look at the Knicks offense is they don't have one. And that's very easy to defend. Very, very easy to defend. And then the next one, to sort of piggyback off of that, is Karl-Anthony Towns. So he said after the game that he was just doing his job, what he was asked to do. So you can't be like, oh, well, Cat wasn't aggressive, man. You can't really call out Cat because he said after the game he was just doing what he was supposed to. And if I believe him, I mean, and if that's the truth, that's pretty scary to think that the Knicks asked Cat to play like he did, not posting up, not being aggressive. And Cat does struggle on the perimeter against wings and even guards. This is something that absolutely infuriates me, to think that Cat, who again is making the most money on the team, is a liability catching the ball on the perimeter. But at the end of the day, you can still fight around that, have Cat go down low and post up, because he's going to basically demand a double team. Nobody on the Pistons is guarding Cat one-on-one. As long as he's down low. If he's on top of the key, they'll be able to match that because they have strength, size, athleticism, speed, length, versatility. But the Knicks need to get Cat down low and let him go to work. Against Boston, Cat's going to have a big opportunity to catch the ball on the perimeter and maybe drive or to shoot a 3. But against Detroit, they need him going to the basket. It's as simple as that. And then again, OG guys ends up going 4 of 10. I mean, the Knicks had an absolute baddie sitting courtside. OG's supposed to put up 30 or more in those games, and he's done it time and time again. And OG didn't even get a chance, too. And then also OG going up against Cade. I mean, he's pretty much the most important player in this series because he's guarding Cade Cunningham, and nobody this season has been able to guard Cade. And that was on full display in this one. Is Cade at 33 points, and again, that's on Tibbs. Yeah, OG can play better defense, but a lot of that is on Tibbs as well because he's letting Cade go one on one. And I get if you let him go one on one, well, he's not able to run the pick and roll and to throw up that lob. But wouldn't it make sense to force Cade to give the ball up and get 17 assists versus 33? I mean, I'd rather Cade pass it and have somebody else to worry about. Because if Cade is passing it and the Knicks are defending the pick and roll, well, they're doing all they can. But just letting Cade go downhill against Brunson, who we picked on, even OG, Hart, McHale, like it's too easy. Cade had it too easy, man. He was the best player on the court in that game. And he got to the free throw line 12 times. Arguably should not have, or okay, maybe he should have, but then the Knicks should have shot more free throws. So I don't think the officials were very good. I thought they were pretty poor. But even Tibbs said after the game that he didn't have a problem with the officiating. He just wants it. I mean, the sense of, okay, that was a foul, but then you need to call this a foul, right? So he just wants it to be the same. Like Tibbs would rather like nobody get free throws or both teams are getting free throws every time. So that's how he wants it, and he's right. That's how it should be called. It should be both sides. Doesn't matter if it's a 1-0 series or a 1-1 series. The calls need to be the same, right? Even as a Knicks fan, I don't want to see the Knicks getting more free throws than the Pistons if they don't deserve it. Like that's just stupid, right? Like I'd rather lose the series than the refs cheat for us and win it. Like that just doesn't make any sense, right? So they need to fix that immediately. Josh Hart. This is something I talked about like a month and a half, 2 months ago. You guys can go and look at my post. I don't remember when I posted it, but I mentioned moving Josh Hart out of the starting lineup, and nobody seemed to agree with me, which I don't know why. Hart is a liability. Is he a elite rebounder at 6'4"? Yes. He can't shoot, and he's 6'4". Putting Mitch in the starting lineup and taking out Hart would make the Knicks significantly better. And again, I'm not trying to say that I know more than Tibbs because he's making millions of dollars to be able to make these decisions. But if you watch the film and you watch every Knicks game and you follow the team, it shouldn't be hard to comprehend that the Knicks are a better basketball team when Mitchell Robinson is out there versus Josh Hart. And that's not a knock on Hart. He's 6'4", playing the 3, the 4 even at times. He played center last year. Like Hart's a phenomenal player, but you can't have him out there because the Knicks are undersized and they can't shoot anyway, right? So why not be able to shoot with Mitch out there, but you're also getting boards. And that helps defensively too, because Josh Hart isn't a bad defender. He's actually a pretty good defender, but Mitch is an elite defender. Mitch can actually move out to guards and defend them. So all of a sudden, okay, you want to run a pick and roll and you got Mitch on a Malik Beasley. That's an advantage for the Knicks. Like even Mitch on Cade Cunningham. I mean, obviously that's an advantage for the Pistons. Like I think we can all agree in that, but are you guys like that concerned if Mitch is guarding Cade? I actually would trust Mitch on Cade more than probably anyone, even OG, just because Mitch is an elite pick and roll IQ defender. Not only is he 7'1" with a long wingspan, but he's very quick laterally. And yeah, I mean, we don't want Mitch guarding guards every single time because he's going to get into foul trouble. But that's the thing, is that the Pistons are just picking on Cat and Brunson, but you can't pick on Mitch. You simply can't. And then Mitch is also going to be getting rebounds. He's going to be getting second chance opportunities. So yeah, that's kind of where I'm at, is the Knicks need more Mitchell Robinson minutes. All of a sudden, now you've got Hart off of the bench with Cam Payne, Miles McBride, and Landry Shamet. That's pretty damn good. And the Knicks bench only scored 8 points, and it actually was Deuce McBride who hit a 2, and then he also had 2 3-pointers. So, I mean, the Knicks got 8 points off of their bench. Go and look at the Pistons. They got 20 points from Dennis Schroeder, 6 points from Paul Reed, and 9 points from Malik Beasley. Beasley was 1 of 8 after being scorching hot in that first half of game 1. I mean, he kind of came back down to reality, but that's just not going to cut it. I mean, what is that? 29 plus 6 is what, 35? The Knicks got outscored 35 to 8 off of their bench. Just, you're not going to win games doing that. So, and outside of that, is there any other things? Okay, Cam Payne only played 4 minutes. Now, Payne didn't do him any favors by getting into early foul trouble. I mean, 3 fouls in 4 minutes. Now, one of them was an absolute joke of a call. I believe it was Schroeder. Yeah, Schroeder, I believe, flopped. So that was BS. I don't know if they called that, and I think they did call that in Payne, actually. I'm trying to remember the game from 2 nights ago. They called that in Payne. So it should have been 2, but still, I mean, Cam Payne was the unsung hero of game 1, and then in game 2 ends up going out there and playing 4 minutes. Deuce McBride only plays 13 minutes. I mean, not really sure how that can ever happen. Even Landry Shamet, with the way he shot the ball lately, 5 minutes. So Tibbs, not only is he not coaching the right way, but he's not even playing guys off of the bench and giving them a chance. Like only 20 minutes from Mitch seems kind of crazy, bro. I mean, how do you only play Mitchell Robinson 20 minutes? Remember against the Cavs 2 years ago when Mitch was the best player on the floor and absolutely dominated Jared Allen and Evan Mobley? And now Mitch is getting 20 minutes. I just don't understand it too. And Mitch is an elite screener as well. I haven't mentioned that. So you want to talk about how to move the ball and get guys involved, run the high pick and roll, and then play off of that versus Brunson just go one-on-one isolation ball. Because Jalen Brunson's phenomenal, but he's not Michael Jordan, right? Like if the Knicks had Michael Jordan instead of Jalen Brunson, he's going one-on-one every time. Okay, like maybe I can see that, but Jalen Brunson, as good as he is, he's not Michael Jordan. There's no Michael Jordan. So not exactly sure how the Knicks think that's going to win. I think it's just a lack of tips. Like I think Tibbs is a good defensive mind, but he doesn't really know what he's doing in offense. And the thing for Tibbs is he's a defensive minded coach, but he's got Brunson and Cat, so he should be able to work around that. But if he can't, like I don't really fully blame him just because they're so bad defensively. They were actually bottom five defensively at their position, but still, Tibbs he's got to figure it out, man. He's got to do something. The Knicks didn't trade for Cat. They gave up Donte DiVincenzo, Julius Randle, and a first round pick. They gave up that for Cat. And the reason for that was so he could stretch the floor and to dominate. And, Cat has just not done that this series. It just hasn't, man. The Knicks have got to get him involved. At first, I called out Cat, but then I sort of went back and looked at everything and I was like, it's actually on the Knicks coaching staff. So, Cat, obviously, he's not off the hook. I mean, he can go down low and, catch the ball and go to work. But in his words, he said he did what he was supposed to. So that comes down to Tibbs. To be honest with you guys. And yeah, I mean, we've been talking for about 13 minutes here, so I think we'll leave it at that. Let me know if you guys agree or you disagree with everything I said. It's your boy Nick Daly. I'm signing out. Peace.